In the blistering Arizona desert, where the sun scorched the earth like an unrelenting forge, Alara, a young Apache woman, stood bound to a weathered post in the town square of Dust Creek. The crowd's murmurs blended pity with prejudice as the sheriff raised his whip, its leather cracking like thunder. Alara's dark eyes, fierce and unyielding, locked onto Jacob Harlan, a rancher whose life she had intertwined with her own in ways the townsfolk could not fathom. The first lash tore through her cotton dress, but she didn't cry out. Instead, she whispered a prayer to her ancestors, her body absorbing pain meant for him. Blood seeped into the dust, each strike a testament to a love born on forbidden ground. By the 10th lash, the world blurred into a haze of agony and defiance. Alara had grown up on the edges of the reservation, where Apache traditions clashed with encroaching white settlements. Her father, a warrior of forgotten battles, taught her the land's strength before his early death, leaving her with 3 towering brothers, giants over 6 feet, muscles honed from herding cattle and defending kin. Known as the Thunder Brothers, they were Kai, the eldest, scarred from a bar fight, Mato, the strategist with a mind sharp as his tomahawk, and Taza, the youngest, whose laughter shook canyons but whose temper burned like wildfire. Alara, their only sister, was their heart, mending wounds and weaving stories by campfires, her gentle nature balancing their fierce protectiveness. Life on the reservation was a struggle against poverty, with scarce water and fewer opportunities. Many sought work in white towns like Dust Creek, where suspicion ran deep. Alara found employment as a housemaid for Jacob Harlan, a widowed rancher whose vast land bordered the reservation. Haunted by loss, his wife to fever, his son to a stampede, Jacob surprised Alara with kindness, paying fair wages and sharing meals without condescension. Their bond grew, igniting scandal in Dust Creek, a town where racial lines were drawn in blood. Trouble began subtly, like cracks in parched soil. Jacob's ranch faced sabotage, fences cut, cattle rustled, blamed on Apache raiders, though Alara knew it was the work of jealous rivals eyeing his grazing lands. One night, a barn fire consumed hay and threatened horses. In the chaos, Jacob was accused of arson for insurance, a lie spun by the sheriff's brother, who coveted the property. Alara, tending the animals, saw the true culprit flee. But when a mob demanded justice, she stepped forward. "It was me," she said, her voice steady despite fear clawing within. As an Apache woman, her word held little weight, but her sacrifice might spare Jacob the noose. The town, fueled by prejudice, accepted her confession eagerly, sentencing her to a public lashing, a twisted mercy. Jacob protested, his face pale with horror, but the crowd overpowered him, dragging Alara to the square. Each lash etched pain into her flesh and profound isolation into her soul. Her mind flashed to her brother's embraces, family fires, and quiet moments with Jacob, where she dared to dream beyond boundaries. She endured, sweat mingling with tears she refused to shed, wondering if this act of love would be her end or a spark for something greater. Dawn broke, and Alara lay in Jacob's ranch house, her back bandaged by his trembling hands. The air was thick with salve and regret. Jacob paced, his weathered face etched with guilt, whispering apologies. He had carried her home, defying the town's glares, his heart breaking at her wounds meant for him. Alara's pain radiated like fire, each breath a reminder of society's divide. Yet, in her delirium, she reached for his hand, her touch a bridge across the chasm. Outside, the ranch stretched under the rising sun, its fields golden but vulnerable, sabotage unceasing. Jacob feared foreclosure, the loss of all he'd built. Alara had sent word to her brothers to stay away, knowing their arrival could spark violence, but she yearned for their strength. Tension built like storm clouds as riders from town approached, demanding Jacob sell or face more accusations. He stood firm on his porch, rifle in hand, his isolation heavy after years of loss. Then, a distant thunder, not of weather, but hooves, echoed Alara's heartbeat. Jacob stepped outside, eyes widening as silhouettes appeared on the horizon. 3 massive figures on horseback, long black hair whipping in the wind, feathers and beads glinting. The Thunder Brothers had come, ignoring Alara's plea, their faces masks of controlled fury. They surrounded the ranch in a wide arc, their presence silencing the townsfolk. Kai dismounted, boots thudding on dry ground, his gaze sweeping like a guardian spirit. Mato circled, eyes sharp for threats, while Taza rode to the house, his frame casting a shadow over Jacob. Word of Alara's lashing had reached them through reservation whispers. They had ridden through the night, driven by loyalty as ancient as the canyons. Jacob braced for confrontation, hand tightening on his rifle. But Alara, summoning strength, staggered to the door, pleading for peace. Her brother's anger softened at her bandaged, pale form. The air shifted, suspense hanging like mist as past grievances threatened to erupt. What followed was not vengeance but a revelation weaving understanding through pain. Kai approached Jacob, his voice a low rumble carrying generations' weight, acknowledging the rancher's care for Alara. By a hastily built fire, they shared stories, Jacob of his losses, the brothers of their people's struggles. As the sun climbed, a pact formed. The Thunder Brothers, with their land knowledge, uncovered tracks leading to the true saboteurs in the hills. Together, they confronted the sheriff's kin, exposing the deceit before Dust Creek. Shamed, the town backed down, whispers turning to reluctant respect as the brothers stood united with Jacob. Alara watched, her heart swelling, the lashes on her back now symbols of bridge building. Weeks passed, the ranch thriving under combined efforts, Apache wisdom blending with Jacob's grit. Cattle herds grew, water sources shared. Alara's recovery mirrored the healing of old wounds. Her bond with Jacob deepened into a quiet love defying odds. Her brothers became fixtures on the land, their laughter echoing across fields once marked by solitude. In quiet evenings under starlit skies, Alara reflected on her journey, from the whip sting to the embrace of an extended family. The challenges forged unbreakable ties, turning struggle into strength, isolation into community. Jacob, once broken, found purpose in this alliance, his ranch a beacon of harmony. The Thunder Brothers, guardians of their sister, learned true power lay in forgiveness, their giant forms symbols of protection for all seeking refuge. Alara's sacrifice rippled outward, inspiring stories across reservations and towns, of a woman who took lashes for love and sparked unity. Her courage wove a legacy of hope, proving kindness could echo forever in a divided world.